Okay guys, so I'm doing the story time while I'm putting these things on my nails. I'm not sure how long this is gonna take, but I bought these. I have way more stuff, but I just brought down what I could from New York here. And I wanted to actually go all out with the jewels and stuff, but I kind of packed this stuff last minute for my nails. So anywho, just so you can get a better look, that's an ice cream cone. I'm going on a cruise, so basically I just want it to be like a little fun theme. That's a unicorn ice cream. These are bears, brown bears, and I'm gonna have them drinking. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's like a little bottle. Keep them right there so they don't roll over nowhere. And I have glue, nail glue, just in case that I bring this, so it could be like that. But I'm not using nail glue. I'm using this. So that's what I use to stick on my nails. I got this from Amazon. I also got this UV lamp from Amazon. Tweezers. And I got these jewels. So yeah, I'm gonna be placing this stuff on my nails. I don't recall ever doing a video like this, so I'm gonna try to do this story time about an ex and do my nails at the same time. And y'all know I'll be breathing mad heavy, so don't judge me. Okay. I don't want that alarm to go off. Whatever. If the alarm goes off and I have to cut the video and then cut it back on, that's alright. So yeah. What I do, before I get into the story time, what I do is this is my dominant hand, my right hand. So I try to put the charms that I like the most on my right hand. And then I'm gonna put each bear and bottle on each side. And then I'm gonna choose which one of these, which of these stones I wanna use. I honestly feel like this gel works best when y'all go in these nail salons and they're using nail glue to stick on these charms and stuff. That's why the charms and stuff be falling off, because very rarely do the charms fall off when I use the gel. So anywho, I feel like I want to use this one because it's big. Like I said, I'm trying to be gaudy. And then what I do is I pick something that's the same size but kind of opposite for next hand. So it's gonna be that. And then I like this square piece thing. Square, what the hell? That triangle piece thing. But there's nothing comparable to that. I'm sorry if I'm not in the view. So I don't know. I don't want too many circles. Yeah. I don't want too many circles. So I might just use this. So, all right, that's gonna be that. I like this piece better than the other piece. And if I want to add more, I'll add more. But for now, that's what I'm working with. So when you go to the salon, they usually charge about $5 per nail for the charms. And I get these charms for the cheap. So I don't know how y'all want to do it. If y'all want to purchase some like of these pieces, or I don't have much of these left, but whatever I have, I can make you like a little bag and put maybe like 5 charms, 10 charms total, 5 for each hand. I won't charge much, and I'll ship it to you. That's not a problem. But anyway, I'm hoping I got enough of this because I'll be ODing. All right, so the story time today is going to be based on, I'm going to do this hand first because this is my dominant hand and I'm not going to struggle as much. So I feel like I want this on this right here. I want this on, should I put it on this? Or this? I'm going to put this here, all right? I'm putting this one, damn, this might be too big for the pinky. So I might have to reevaluate that piece, but anyways, that might be on a pinky. And then the bear, I'm gonna have the bottle up like that and the bear at the base like it's drinking. I don't want nothing on my thumb because I find having stuff on my thumb impedes me from doing stuff. Believe it or not, we use our thumb more than we even realize. So anyway, that's the design for now. So like I was saying, to get to the story time. So I have a ex-boyfriend and his name is, what am I gonna call him? Y'all know I give people nicknames. So his name is, his nickname I'm gonna give him is Strawberry Shortcake. I ain't shit, but whatever. I'm gonna call him Strawberry Shortcake because he was short. I'm 5'9" and he was like 5'7". And I wear heels. So, yeah. So how did I meet him? I met him, I went to Salsa con Fuego for Lisa's birthday. And he grabs me by the hand and he brings me to get a drink, which is kind of a boss move. I like assertive men. So he did that and I was looking at him and I'm like, okay, he's short, but he's very handsome or whatever. So I gave him my number. So when I gave him my number, I'm sorry guys, this is awkward for me. When I gave him my number, he actually like was calling and stuff like that. And that's a big deal because y'all know that some of these guys will beg for your number and do all that extra shit and then not even utilize it or expect you to be down their back. Like, nigga, you approach me. So keep the same energy. But anyway, so yeah, he was on it. So when I gave him my number, that time he was in a party in the club, I wasn't thinking nothing of it. He started texting me immediately, like, oh, I'm leaving, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. So he was like, oh, you need to leave with me. And I was like, no. Like, nigga, I like assertive men, but nigga, not that assertive. So anywho, I don't know who the fuck you think you talking to. But I ain't never leave the club with a nigga and actually went to their house and wild the fuck out. If that's what you do, that's what you do. But I just act like a hoe. I'm not actually a hoe. So anyway, I should have put the bear on first. So he texting me. He telling me all this stuff he want to do to me, eat my ass and all types of crazy shit. He's drunk. Okay, yeah, that's a red flag. And I know you're like, but I hear so much of that shit. I get so many offers for that shit. That shit don't even fucking faze me no more. It has occurred to me that men are just nasty. Even when they don't know you. So I'm gonna fix some of the glue that's around it. I'm just placing them on. So yeah, he talking all crazy in the text message. So then the next day comes and he calls me and I check him on it. And I was like, listen, I don't know what type of woman you into, but don't speak to me like that. So he definitely apologized. And once he apologized, we was having like regular conversation or whatever. And he was actually mad cool. He's like, yeah, I apologize. He was like, I don't know why I would want to do that to a woman. I don't even know her, blah, blah, blah. So this is how it's looking, guys. Hold on. Something ringing. Okay, no, I'm good. So me and him started like chatting on the phone. Like we'll be on the phone for hours on end. He claimed that he was a nurse in one of New York's like top hospitals or whatever. Not on. Is the outlet working? No. Hold on, guys. I gotta call my boyfriend. Okay, guys. I had some technical difficulties. Yeah, the box that I had the lamp plugged into didn't work, so I had to run and get another one. And there's mad steps in this house. So I cured this one time already. And I just did that so they won't move around, but I'm gonna cure it again. But anyways, damn it, I'm out of breath. Like I was saying, he had claimed to be a nurse, right? And he said that he owns a house, a property, uptown in the Bronx. Now, if you are familiar with the Bronx, you know uptown of the Bronx is kind of suburban, and it's heavily, I'm sorry, this shit is so awkward doing it with this hand. It's predominantly like Caribbean people, mostly Jamaicans. So, yeah, he had a house uptown and he had a Jeep. And there's a reason why I'm telling y'all this. Now, me and him talking or whatever, and this is when I was working, doing the casework. So I worked from home, but I worked 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. That was my set schedule. And he worked overnight. So eventually when he did ask to see me, he also had like I think his daughter was like 7 or 9. He didn't live with his daughter, but he did get her every other weekend. So essentially, I would have to see him every 2 weeks on the weekend because of my job, his job, and his daughter. So me and him had been talking for a little minute before he decided that he wanted to take me out. So he had took me out. Our first date, I believe, where did he take me? It wasn't anywhere extravagant. I forgot where he took me. We went out to eat somewhere or something like that. Went out to eat, and then after that, he just kept saying, oh, you're going to be my girl, you're going to be my girl. Once again, I like assertive men, so I'm not thinking nothing of it. Did I just put that on the wrong nail? Yes, I did. Well, everything happens for a reason. No, you know what? Do I want it on that nail? It's kind of big for that nail. I'll keep it on there. Yeah, so he kept saying, oh, you're going to be my girl. So he's like, oh, come to Atlantic City with me. So like I said, at this point, we had been talking for like a month or whatever. My mind was made up like, oh, okay, I like him, whatever. He got some shit going for himself. I hadn't been to his house at this point, guys. We go to Atlantic City. He's spending bread, y'all. He giving me money to gamble, out to eat. We in the mall. He like, oh, you can get whatever you want. But of course, that made me feel slightly uncomfortable because I actually liked him and I wasn't trying to get him. So, yeah. I just went and got like a lip liner or some shit like that. I know y'all like, Annie, what the fuck? But honestly, I felt bad. It was a little weird. It's weird to take advantage of people you actually like. So, anywho, he had gave me money. He had bought me this Louis Vuitton perfume. Gave me money to gamble, of course. He paid for my son's driving lessons. What else did he do? He paid for my son's driving lessons. All while we're like talking and chilling, and you know, we had went to AC. At that point, we had sex or whatever. And to be honest, he wasn't packing all of that, but he was able to make me squirt. So I think that kind of messed with my brain. So yeah. So yeah, he doing what he's supposed to do for me, and he can make me squirt, guys. So my judgment was a little off, and y'all will get why I'm saying that in a few. Oh God. This is my head thing, but I'm gonna use it to wipe off some of this excess glue. I'm trying to put the bear on first this time, and then do the bottle. I'm sorry if I'm taking long to get to the point, guys. But anywho, so yeah, the sex was immaculate for him to be a low nigga. And he took care of me. So yeah, everything was all right. The only issue was that he wanted to see me more, and I couldn't see him like that. Like, I'm at work, I'm working. Although I work from home, I didn't want to be up under him working. I just needed that space. So yeah, he would complain about that. So now to get to the gist of it, I finally go to his house, guys. This is where it gets crazy. I go to his house, and his house is small. Now, he has tenants upstairs. Like I said, he owned the house. His house is small, but in the living room, he had he had 4 couches in this small ass living room. So there was this small space in between, which he had a little table. So there's barely any room to walk around in this living room, right? So I'm annoyed because, you know, I'm a woman. I'm going to come in and I'm going to try to rearrange or tell you what to do, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking like, you need to get rid of one of these couches, blah, blah, blah. I'm going off. So he laughing. He's like, yeah. He was like, oh, no, that's my daughter's couch right there. This couch I'll be sleeping on. This couch is when I have company and blah, blah, blah. So I didn't pick up that he said that this is the couch I'll be sleeping on or whatever. So the first day I went to his house and I was visiting, we didn't go in his bedroom. Like, if we had got back from a date kind of late, and we was in the living room, and we was drinking some more, and we ended up sleeping on the couch, right? I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying my best to multitask, and it's kind of weird. So we ended up sleeping on the couch. So when I get up in the morning, I'm looking at his bed. I'm like, okay, his room is a little messy, but you know, whatever. I didn't peep a particular thing that I'm about to tell you immediately. Whatever, so I'll leave. So the next time I go to his house, I go in the room and I go to lay on the bed, and the bed is like he had furniture from Raymore and Flanagan, because I damn sure looked. Because when I was complaining, he was like, this is expensive furniture, this is that and that. I was like, yeah, but you're not taking care of it. You letting your daughter jump all over the couch, cushions is messed up, blah, blah, blah. This is that and third. So I'm going in on him. So he's like, yeah, this is Raymore and Flanagan, this is that and the third. So the bed, the headrest, the headboard itself was really nice. The bed frame was really nice. The mattress, guys, the mattress on one side of the bed, on one side of the mattress, it was like sunk in, like the springs were messed up or something. And it was one of them old school mattresses. Like, it was mad springy. It was like cheap. It did not go with the bed frame. Like, he bought like he tried to, I don't know, like maybe he got the bed and didn't take the mattress, didn't want to buy the mattress that came with it, or, you know, whatever. That's what I was getting from this. It was cheap. It was a cheap ass fucking mattress. So anyway, so now I'm going off on him because the first time I spent the night at his house, I slept on that couch. My back and everything was hurting and I was uncomfortable. And I don't bite my tongue, so I was telling him about himself. He's like, all right, babe, all right, whatever. So then fast forward, I sleep on that mattress and I'm like, yeah, you got to get a new mattress. So I had visited his house like twice after that. And I was telling him like about the mattress. I said, I'm not going to be coming over here if you don't get a new mattress. I'm not sleeping on that couch. And you need a new mattress. And at this point, he hadn't been to my house because I have a cat, and he said he was scared of cats. So he was in no rush to come to my house because it wasn't an issue for him to come to my house. So he goes and he finally gets a new mattress. So before that, I skipped this part so I can tell y'all that part. I went in the kitchen and he was like, oh, I was like, one of the days, because he had been taking me out, spending a lot of money. So just to show my gratitude, I was like, one of these days I want to cook for you. You don't have to take me out and like spend all this money. So I'm like, oh, I want to cook for you, blah, blah, blah. So he ended up having to pick me up late the day that I was supposed to cook for him. So I'm like, listen, it's late. Let's just order something or whatever. And I know you're going to be like, how you didn't notice this? But it's hard to explain how his house is set up. So basically, when you go in his house, you pass that little hallway and you pass the kitchen, you're in the living room, and then it's his room or whatever. So naturally, when you pass somebody's kitchen, you're not thinking that they're gonna have a certain appliance missing or whatever the situation is. So I had already been at his house like 3 times at this point, but being that this was the particular day that I was supposed to cook, even though I wasn't cooking, I went in the kitchen and whatever. He ain't got no fucking stove. This is a nurse who owns a fucking house. You don't have no stove. So I'm looking and it's a hot plate thing. Y'all, I went the fuck off. I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to cook for you? You don't have a stove. And I was like, why do you treat your apartment like this? I said, your daughter's not here. You only get home on the weekends. I said, what is your excuse? You make all this money. Mind you, when I met him, he had this watch on. Is it called Audubon? I don't know how to say the name. It's supposed to be like a $10,000 watch, right? So when we were going out, people were coming up saying like, yo, that watch is so fly, blah, blah, blah. This is that and the third. Starting with this watch. So I use that as ammunition. Like, why you got a $10,000 watch but you don't got a fucking stove? And I'm like, you got all that money in your bank account. He had money in his bank account, y'all. Because when he was buying me the perfume, he told me to use his card. So the first time I used his card, it declined. So I was like, so y'all know me talking shit. I said, nigga, you broke. Why the fuck? He's like, I'm not broke. So he calls the card. And he's like, it's 50K on here. I don't know why. Blah, blah, blah. So I don't know if it's because he used the card too many times in that day. But it was like, that's one of the situations where the card, they put fraud alert or something like that. So he had to take it off and then whatever. So fast forward, I know that he has money. So you're just being fucking cheap and lazy. So basically, I was like, you need to get a stove. And I was like, what is it? What are you cooking for your daughter? He's like, oh, I cook her stuff on a hot plate. I'm like, what real meal are you cooking on this hot plate? I said, that mattress is messed up. You don't have a space for her when she comes over. The couches, you just let them be however. You're not fixing that up. You don't have animals in here. Like, I got a cat. My cat scratched one of my couches up. Like, what is your excuse? So what I'm saying is, shit just wasn't adding up. I'm like, something is not fucking adding up. So I'm going off on him. And he's like, yo, chill, this, that, and third. I said, no. I said, you want a woman and you talking about having a baby. Mind you, because he started talking about how he wants sons or whatever. And he was like, oh, if me and you together, I want you to have twins and I'm putting it in the air. This is that and the third. I'm not paying that no mind because me and you haven't been together that long for you to even be discussing a baby. But whatever, I let him have his little shine. So I'm like, how you want me to be a wife when you want to have baby and you ain't even got a fucking stove in here? So I'm going off about that because he had finally got the mattress. So I'm like, I go off about this, he gonna get himself a stove. So then I'm going off about the backyard because in the living room, you can get to the backyard. There was a door, but he didn't tend to the backyard to the point where the grass, like the window to the door, the grass was so high you could see it at the window to the door. Like he just was not tending to that house. So yeah, I was going off on him about that. So I kind of was starting to lose interest because it was just like, I felt like every little thing that I would have to be on his back about every little thing. You know what I'm saying? So that was bugging me. And I was just like, and then he's one of them, he was kind of like machismo. Like, you got to tell him something 3-4 times for him to do it. Like, instead of him just being like, you know what, you're right. I do need a stove in here and I need to get, you know, this place together. Now, his house wasn't dirty. It was just that he had a nice house. He just didn't tend to it. Like, he would leave the garbage in the kitchen. Like, he'll put all the garbage in the bag. He'll leave the garbage in the kitchen. You're in a house, so what happens? You get ants. So he had ants. I'm like, bro. So I was going off on him about that or whatever. So the final straw was, we were in the house one day and he had the phone on speaker. Now he speaks about, I think, 7 different languages. He was from, where was he from? Damn. It's one of them predominantly Muslim countries or whatever, but I can't remember. But he spoke like, I think it's Hebrew. He spoke a few different languages. So he's on the phone, he's on speaker, and he got this guy on the phone with him, but the guy got 2 girls in the background. So although he's speaking another language, he's clearly speaking directly to the woman and they're replying. So I sit there and I don't say nothing. So when he gets off the phone, I'm like, who were they? He was like, oh, they was just in the background. I wasn't talking to them. Boo-boo the fool here, y'all. So anyway, I'm like, okay, whatever. So I had a little attitude about that because you're trying to play me like I'm stupid. Like, I clearly hear you speaking directly to these women and they replying. So the fact that you needed to lie about it instead of just saying, oh, those are our friends, or that's my friend and I was talking to them about this, whatever the situation is. So that's that. So then we got into it about that. So then I asked him, I was like, how is this supposed to work if you're scared of cats? So we kind of got into it because it was just, he was like, oh, how long do cats live? And that shit just didn't rub me the right way. Like, what the fuck you mean, how long do cats live? you gonna wait till my cat die in order for us to make major moves together or whatever? So we got into it about that. So Mother's Day comes up, and I wanted these are they Louis Vuitton Christian? Damn it. Sorry, y'all. I had coffee. I'm a little jittery. So anyways, I wanted these sneakers. I know they was about 1,000 and some change or whatever. So like I said, he had previously always spent money, so I didn't think anything of it. So when I asked for these sneakers, he started going off. I'm talking about going off for like a good 30, 40 minutes. Like, oh, you think I got money? And what is this? What is this about? And blah, blah, blah. Which I thought it was really odd, because it was just like, okay, I know you got money. The fuck is the problem? So, anywho, where you going? He going off, and I'm like, I didn't mean to offend you. Like, I don't get what the big deal is. You know what I'm saying? Like, they 1,000 and something. And he had already, at that point, been spending money on me. So, of course, I ain't think nothing of it. So, he going off. So, I get quiet because I'm in his house, number one, and I'm trying not to react the way I normally react when men raise their voices at me. Which is, I will beat you the fuck up, nigga. So anyway, I'm trying to remain calm or whatever. So I just get quiet. I don't say anything. Mind you, the cat situation, the cat conversation had happened a little bit before that. And then the conversation about him having the conversation with the woman had happened earlier in the day. So this is all happening at one time, right? So he's going off. So I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. I left it alone. And he's like, I gotta buy my mother something. I gotta buy my sister something. He even said, oh, I gotta buy my baby mother something, blah, blah, blah. And that was another thing. Sometimes he would talk about his baby mother, but he would talk about her in the sense that he wasn't over her. Like, he wouldn't outright say it, but you can tell when a man is not over the mother of their children, which is kind of understandable. You know, that's his first child, his only child. And he said they had been together for a minute. So I just genuinely think that he never got over her. Like, she had moved on and she has a new baby and all that, but he never got over her. So, guys, I'm going to be switching these because they're going on the pinky and those are too big. So I'm going to use this one and that one. These two right here. So yeah. So when he said that, I said, oh, there we go. Instead of him just saying, oh, I can give you half, or I can't do that right now, he was like legitimately going off on me, y'all. And so I get quiet. I don't say anything. I don't say anything. And then he drops me home. Mind you, this is our first argument. We didn't have any real argument prior to that. We probably had a discussion about something we disagreed on in regards to like men and women or some bullshit like that. But this is our first argument. So in my head, it was like, okay, I didn't like the way he handled me, but I didn't think it was like going to be the end all be all. So I go home and he kisses me and he's like, oh, stop being a baby or whatever. Because I was like kind of sitting there pouting. He drops me home and he doesn't call me that night, which was not like him. So I was like, okay, whatever. He's mad, I'm mad. Whatever. I'm gonna leave it alone. Give him his space. And I am the queen of not calling motherfuckers, so it wasn't no big deal to me not to call him. So then the next day comes, we don't speak all day. So I'm like, okay, I see you. Mind you, like I said, when he dropped me off, he gave me a kiss and was like, oh, stop being a baby or whatever. So it was no real indication that we was never going to speak again. So fast forward, the third day come, and I'm like, you know what, Annie, swallow your pride. Stop being so fucking egotistical when it comes to like reaching out to somebody even when you're mad at them or whatever the situation is. So I call him, he don't pick up. I'm like, okay. Oh, see, this is why I don't be calling motherfuckers. I call him again, he don't pick up. I text him, he don't reply. So I'm telling my friend, like, you know, we had got into this argument, but like apparently he really fell away because he hasn't called me or called me back. And I was like, you know, and I told her what the argument was about. So she was like, yeah, he should at least pick up the phone. So I'm telling her that, so that night comes, I had called him, he don't pick up the phone. Oh, shit. That's what I hate about this shit. Ooh, on top. Because I'm trying to slide it over. Damn, that's what I didn't want. All that glue sitting on the side. I don't know if y'all can see that. So anyway, I called him from my number. It's late at night. I call him. He don't pick up. So I'm like, okay. So I downloaded this text-free number. And I call him. He picks up and he's like, yo. I'm like, oh, what? I didn't say a word. So I hung up because my heart was pounding out of my chest at this point. Because it's like, you deliberately fucking ignore me. Like, although I knew that, to really fucking know, to really see it. So I was like, okay. So I call him from my number, he don't pick up. So I call him back from the text-free number. No, he texts me on the text-free number after I called him from my regular number. And he texts the text-free number talking about where you at. I said, who the fuck does he think I am? Does he think I'm somebody else? And mind you, it only had been like 2-3 days at that point. So I'm like, what the fuck you mean where you at? And it's late at night. It's like 1-2 in the morning or some shit like that. So what the fuck you mean where you at? Who would you be expecting at this time? So when I called him back again from the text-free number, I said, oh, you could pick up to a text-free number? He don't say nothing. He don't say nothing. I hung up that phone and then we never spoke again. So, yeah. That is the story of Strawberry Shortcake. How we just stopped speaking because I asked him to get me sneakers, I guess. I don't know. Maybe he had other reasons, but or you know what I genuinely feel, because I was talking to my guy friend about this. I feel as though he started off so strong and leading with money, and being that, okay, he had already put that in my head and we was going places. I wasn't thinking anything about him spending, but maybe he was in over his head, or maybe he made it seem like he could actually spend that money he had, and he probably couldn't. Well, he felt, I don't know what it was. Like, did he front in the beginning? Like, yeah, I can buy this and buy that. Because like I said, I checked the bank account and he had money in it, but some people money tied up. Like, maybe he needed that money for something else and he didn't really have it the way he was acting like he had it. So, yeah, I can't call it, because that was so fucking weird the way he was acting over them sneakers. So then it turns out that that watch that he was wearing was fucking fake, guys. That shit was fucking fake. It wasn't no $10,000 watch. And I think that 50K he got that from like, I don't know if it would be like a grant or because he had a business which he had to stop running because he ended up getting sued. So I think that was leftover money from the business from when he did have that business. But I don't know, maybe that money was spoken for. But yeah, so that's it. That's what's going on. That's what happened. Is there anything else that I missed out on? I don't think that there's anything else that I missed out on. I feel like I could have told the story better and told y'all more in detail about stuff, but trying to do my nails and tell a story is just a lot for me. So, yeah, that is it. That is the story of Strawberry Shortcake. He either fronted or maybe he just felt that he was spending too much on me and just wanted to not be spending money on me. Maybe that's the way the reason why he reacted the way he reacted. But I thought it was odd that a nigga would be a nurse and not have a stove and have a broken mattress. All right, that's what I think. So this is the final set. I feel like I wanted to clean up the glue a little bit more. Like if you look closely, like that glue. This one is kind of still tacky. So maybe I can get some of the glue off, and it kind of slid to the side. Yeah, so that's my only complaint right now. Like some of them, like I said, the glue. But that's the nails. Yeah, let me know if y'all want some charms or whatever, work something out. Because I got more. I got a lot more of these type of charms. Like I got donuts and little Hello Kitty hat heads and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience. Sorry for the heavy breathing. Sorry for the taking so long to get to the point. I love you guys. Later. How do you stop this thing?